I'm well aware that most people are not going to create music or distribute it. So this video really doesn't affect them. When I started using United Masters, they had two plans. They had one where it was free and they would still publish your music. And then they had one where you would pay like $60 a year and then you would get 100% of like whatever royalties you made off of your music. So I ended up switching to that, and I started distributing my music, and I was super excited to have my music on Spotify. I thought that was such a cool thing for them to do that at the time. So at the time, it was amazing. I was happy. I spent a lot of time creating songs, which I still have all the songs, but I created the songs, making them into albums, creating art for the album covers, the singles covers. I created like 5 albums off of their distribution center. And probably like a good 10 singles. So what happened was they threatened. Basically, they changed. They didn't threaten. They changed their policies to if you don't pay them every year, they'll take all your music down. So, I'm kind of a lazy person. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to sit here and do like detailed, like immersed research into everything that I do. So like that was like the first one I picked. I learned about, so I stuck with them. And I knew about DistroKid, but I really didn't want to sit here and try to learn their sound. Like they do what I need them to do. It's free. It's cool. Now it being 4 years later, and I stopped paying them. I felt like it was. I mean, I pretty much. I guess I made my own money back. Last year, I think I made probably like $300 if you take out the $60 for the year. And I think that's pretty good considering with like no marketing, whatever. Anyway, that doesn't matter. But my thing is like, since I'm not a well-known artist, obviously, eventually I'm gonna pass away. Eventually, I'm not gonna be paying on my music being on. I'm not gonna pay the distribution site no more. So they're gonna take down my music anyway. That was my thought process. So they took down all my music. Last month was my month to renew, and I didn't. They took down everything. They took it down. My music's still on Facebook, probably like TikTok and like stuff like that. But all other platforms, they took down my music. Okay, DistroKid. I started thinking about trying something different, so I decided to try out DistroKid, and seeing it was only like $29 a year, and I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. $29 compared to $60. That's pretty cool. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm messing with it, and I'm like, it is so much easier to upload art. I can create art. Basically memes. They don't let you upload memes or anything like that. Like anything that I create, you got to take the picture. It has to be a picture for you to upload. And then like half the time, on this was the issue I was dealing with when I was uploading. I haven't uploaded any albums for like a good year or two with enslaved ones on that distribution company, United Masters. So it could be changed by now. I don't know. But I did have a lot of trouble with album covers. They're so particular. They want everything completely perfect. It has to be the right size. It has to be the right everything. I can't just like take a picture. I can't take an AI picture. Nothing like that. You have to take the picture. And I always thought that was the dumbest thing because like I issue my stuff to come out, and then it might take a couple of days for them to go over my stuff, which I understand. But then it gets rejected, and then it's like one of my biggest singles was "Let's Go Brandon," And when that meme first came out, I wrote my song really, really quick. Like I wrote my song, it was ready to be distributed, and it didn't get distributed for like 3 weeks. So like you can see, I missed out on that time window when everyone's uploading their Let's Go Brandon songs at that time. Um, so they not purposely, but just because of the way that their program was set up, or their website was set up, it could have I could have probably been more prominent than I am now, which I'm not prominent at all, but I guess anything is more prominent than I am now. But I feel like I could have been had way more exposure if I would have got that song out a lot quicker. Um and it did relatively well. Like at first I boosted it. I boosted the numbers. Like I was sitting there just trying to play it as many times with the hope of like not like fudging the numbers for myself. Like, oh, look at these. No, it was more like to try to put it in the algorithm more. I figured like if I try to like rig it where it played it more, then maybe it would get more exposure or whatever, like something like that. But it did get put into some radio station, and it worked in that aspect, and it got some listens. I mean, like it averaged like 100 listens a month, which I don't think is too bad considering I'm a nobody. But like when I did DistroKid, I was so like it was like a breath of fresh air. First off, you can have up to 5 artists. So you can basically have your own record label. Uh, and I was trying to start a record label. Epic failure, just like everything else I do, whatever. Um, but it was so much easier to upload album covers. They approved for distribution like so much quicker. Like my it just seems like my stuff got distributed so much quicker with DistroKid, and there's like it just seemed like it works better. There's more to it. You can't be your own record label on United Masters unless like they have a upgraded membership that I haven't looked at. I don't care to. You like it if you really care about this video and distributing music, you can just like look up things yourself, like their policy changes. So like, yeah, and guess what? The music that I put out off of DistroKid, and I don't pay for it no more. Let me see. Oh damn, I don't have my phone. It's still up. Yeah, it's still up. I seen it today. That music is still up, and I canceled it over a month ago. And that should tell you all that you need to know about United Masters. United Masters is a horrible company. Um, I will not endorse it. I will not endorse. I will not promote it for anybody, or say, hey, like it's a horrible company. Not like this is really going to affect many people. Not like many people are going to use they're not going to really distribute music. They might in the future, honestly. Like the fact that people aren't making like there really isn't any good music or new music. It's all like regurgitated same type of crap. Like the only thing that's really popular right now is like pop music, metal, and rap, and you got country, and that's it. It's the same ones, the same genres that have been famous for the last 20, 30 years because people they like the same thing over and over, I guess. So like I think that people with AI becoming more accessible to people, and then people realizing how to work with it to make music, to make videos, you're going to see a lot more people distributing music in the future, I think. And maybe it's not for like, passive income or anything like that, but it will be for like, because I want to listen to something new. I want to listen to something different. You know what I mean? So like, this video could help people if that's what they're gonna do that. And people are just gonna make up stuff that they like, like because it's so easy. Like I think that there's an app that you can go ahead and it takes your voice and puts it into a song. So like that's where we're at right now. We don't need bands. We don't need recording studio. Like one of my biggest thing, like, and this is off topic. One of my biggest thing with my enslaved ones project was to get famous off of nothing. Basically, my phone, the app. I use that Xbox headset. Um, Instead of like having a bunch of money, but that's how you get famous is it's either who you know and who promotes you, or if you have a lot of money. So if you have a lot of money, you can buy a lot of ad space, obviously. So if I had a lot of money and I want to promote my music, I can put my albums all over billboards in New York City, buy commercials um, on TV or YouTube, ad space anywhere if I was rich. So like, yeah, you can definitely push things if you have money. If you don't have money, it's hard to get famous, man. It really is. It does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but that was my goal, and maybe somebody else might go ahead and accomplish it. It just 100% do it yourself. Basically, I created the music, I wrote the songs, I wrote the lyrics, I made the albums, I sent it to the distribution, like put the albums together, created the names, the art for it, and sent it to the distributor and let them distribute it. But like, I think that we should just like, I think that sites like Spotify should just pretty much have kind of be like YouTube where we can just upload ourselves instead of having to go with like like it is nice having those distributing centers when they can like give it to all the platforms, but when platforms like distribution music distribution companies decide to take all your hard work down because you're not paying them money, when you first started it was free. And you know what the funny thing is too, like whatever the deal was, I get 10% of royalties if it's free. So they would have got 90%. So like let's just say like I think I made like $360 last year on my music. So like $60 obviously went to them. So like 10%, what is that, like 40 or $50 I would have had last year, and they would have had like $300 instead of 60. You know what I mean? So like I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't think it's a good company. I don't think the people who are running it are very competent. Obviously they're probably more competent than me when it comes to like business, because like they have a business, and it's still going. So obviously they're doing better than me because my business is completely failing. And it's fine. It wasn't much of a business anyway, but like, yeah, they're better than me at business. That's cool. But like, I'm just saying, the way they're running their business, it's hard to get new clients when your competition is head and shoulders way better than you and provides way better service. So like, it's not a good look to just because I'm not paying you to take down all my music. And it's not like it was like, okay, in a couple months we're gonna do it. No, it's like as soon as you stop paying, we're taking it all down. They don't want to know what's going on in my life story. Most artists, especially like if you're not well off, like have a lot of listens, you know, um, that's like you're not even. Maybe I'm horrible. I'm the most horrible artist ever. Okay, my stuff is trash. But look at somebody else that actually might have a lot of talent, that they're in the same position that I'm in, and then there's more potential for them to blow up, making United Masters a ton of money. But the way that United Masters is running their business, it makes them go to DistroKid, and they just lost out on that artist and that revenue. So like that's why I'm saying I just don't really think that they are making really good decisions, and they were supposed to be implementing some type of crypto payment, and they haven't done that. And that was years ago they talked about it. So like I don't really check it out that much. I have like obviously disgruntled and disinterested in their product. and stay away from United Masters.